for 9 years, former voice of the Washington State Cougars, Matt Chazanow, is now the voice of the NC State Wolfpack. First of all, Matt, welcome to the show. I feel like I've heard your voice a lot, even though I don't listen to a lot of Washington State athletics. I do want to know, did I pronounce your name right? Because I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, it's what it looks like. Yeah, it's
good.
Chazanow. Yeah,
oh, Chazanow.
Heavy on the front end there. You got it. And I guess you were up pretty late for some late night wild West Coast football. If you've heard me before.
No, I know you spent a fair amount of time out in Winston-Salem, right?
Yes. Yes, you are correct.
You have some IMG sports experience. First of all, congratulations on the gig.
Thank you.
So I know you got your start. I read a piece, and I think it was on 3. You got your start at High Point, so you're very familiar with what this area is all about. What really drew you to NC State and them to you?
Yeah, I started at High Point and then actually worked at UNC Greensboro and then lived in Winston 10 years. And I think NC State's just incredible. I mean, they're on a run now that's almost unparalleled,
right.
And maybe so in a contemporary sense. But even beyond that, the history of it, and if you know sports, not just college sports, but if you know sports, you know the profound place that the Wolfpack holds in all of athletics in the country, right? And so it's just an amazing opportunity. You know, Gary was here 34 years. These things don't pop up very often, if ever, you know, and so it's really the opportunity of a lifetime. And it's just incredibly fortuitous with regard to how it dovetails with my family and that I've been here and how my experience worked with it all. The, you know, Venn diagram overlap is significant, and I'm just absolutely thrilled, and so I'm really excited to be here.
At M_Chaz on Twitter, you don't do a lot of tweeting, at least a lot of original tweeting. You do a lot of retweeting, but that's fine. I mean, we're all on Twitter for one reason or another. So at M_Chaz, Matt Chazanow, the new voice of NC State football and men's basketball. I said before, well before you came on, that I moved here in 1998. I woke up February 1st, 1998 in North Carolina for the first time. I have not left. And when I got here, Gary Hahn was the voice of the Wolfpack. The late Woody Durham and the late Bob Harris were both voices of Carolina and Duke, respectively. And it's only been recently that Jones Angell took over. Bob Harris left, 5 or 6 years ago. So it's brand new. I mean, this is a whole new era. Who is the broadcaster, especially a college guy, that grabbed you as a young broadcaster? And I know you started when you were, 21?
Gosh, I had the luck and the great fortune of starting in a place where I could hear so many guys from all around the country. I was in that broadcast hub in Winston-Salem for 10 years. And so I heard guys from everywhere, from the West Coast and the middle of the country, and of course guys here in ACC and SEC country. And, you know, I grew up in New Jersey, so I kind of grew up in Big East country, and now all of that's evolved, if you will.
It's Big Ten country now.
That's right. That's right. New Jersey and Los Angeles, the heart of Big Ten country. Exactly. I've really, lately, the guy I replaced at Washington State, he's passed, and his name was Bob Robertson. He was there 50 years. And I know he's not a name that will bring a lot of memories to folks here in Raleigh, but he was really special at what he did. And he was, he really captured the Cougar fan base. And so it was instructive and insightful to see how he did it. And he was really specific. Kevin Calabro, who used to do a bunch of ESPN national stuff, did the Sonics before that. He's awesome. You know, I'm kind of naming some West Coast guys, but they were great. You know, he does the Blazers right now on TV. Yeah. I really admire his work. I think he's fantastic. And but the one thing I don't do is say, okay, here's how Gary Hahn did it. Here Bob Harris and Woody Durham, these iconic voices from this region. I've done this long enough to know it's not good to try to be somebody other than yourself. And there are things Gary did that I absolutely want to cherry pick. From kick to whistle, Gary was as good a broadcaster as there's been. He just was fantastic.
Yep.
And there are ways he did it that I'd love to copy in my own way. Woody Durham and Bob Harris were amazing in their own ways. And there's some ways you can't beat Keith Jackson. He's just so unique. Vin Scully for 5-6 decades did what he did, how he did it in a way that's very hard to duplicate. And so I don't pretend to, one, be those guys,
right?
With all humility, truly. And then also we're in that world, in that business, in that ecosystem. And so you do pick guys you admire, to your point, and do your best to try to take what you like. And then, you hear some other things you don't like so much, not from those guys necessarily, but from anybody. And so you try to, figure out what you want to be in your craft. And that's an evolution. I don't think that anybody who enjoys doing this, who loves doing this, ever really stops that process.
Matt Chazanow, the new voice of NC State Wolfpack. By the way, I forgot, I left out Jeff Charles from my question intro. I don't want to lose that, and he passed away as well recently, and Charles, again, was the voice of ECU when I moved here. So we're not going to hear pull up a chair like Vince Scully or whoa Nelly during NC State athletics. Where in Jersey are you from as a guy who basically grew up at exit 154, 150, depending on where I was living, 151 or 154 on the Garden State Parkway? Where is Matt Chazanow from?
Well, very specifically exit 135. So you know exactly where I am.
Okay, yeah.
The Westfield Clark exit. I grew up off 135, hang a right, drive about 15 minute, you're at my house. So there you go. Yeah, that's pretty funny. New York, Jersey, North Jersey.
Of course. Well, look, I've had this conversation with people. There are 3 New Jerseys. Only one of them is really New Jersey. South Jersey is Philadelphia. North Jersey is New York. Central Jersey, Bruce Springsteen territory, is Jersey. Everything else is either New York or Philadelphia.
Yeah, I actually often said I grew up in New York. I mean, I was born in New York City and then grew up in a bedroom community, essentially in New York City, hour train commute, which is very common, as you well know.
Yep.
And I'll tell you this, I am an elated transplant. I love it here, and I missed it here, and it feels like home. It always felt like home when I left, and my wife and I have been coming back multiple times annually over the last 9+ years we've been gone, and so we're just really, really excited to now, not only in our minds and our hearts, call it home, but in our, where our seats are, if you will, and we're excited to be here.
All right, final thing for Matt Chazanow, the new voice of NC State football, men's basketball, and you mentioned that this could be, it's an incredible time to be getting involved in Wolfpack athletics, because it does appear a lot of things are on the rise. I don't know if we're going to the Final Four in men's and women's basketball again. Like last year, what a year it was for the Wolfpack last year. College World Series, men's and women's basketball, football had a great year. But Dave Doran is certainly on the upward trajectory, and I think it's a testament to how solid the foundation of the program is, that they have been able to build that.
I didn't get that memo. I thought we were going back to the Final Four.
No, maybe you are. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was, and there's a college football playoff that's expanded. Yep. I thought it was that, and then Omaha, and I thought this was an annual deal. I don't know. I look forward to it. I can't wait for that. It's going to be it's been an amazing run, and football has been really, really good. And I know that there's always an unquenchable thirst for more, and a lot of that is a testament to all the success that's been going on around here. And I think expectations often are really good, because it means things are going well. And when expectations are high and they're not irrational and wild and weird, that's what you want. That's exciting. I think if you're a 1-win team and your expectation is to go to the playoff, that's probably not logical, right? And even in the era of the portal and NIL and all these things, it's just hard to turn it around that fast. Football is a battleship, and basketball is a speedboat. and it's a full 175 seat plane, and football is such a beast with one game a week and all the build up and all that it is. And things just take time. Those are not pots that boil over quickly. The Michael O'Connell shot that propels you to the Final Four just doesn't quite happen the same way in football. It's just a different beast, and it's a kind of a longer. Each game is its own story, and not that that's untrue for hoops, but it's just a longer paragraph set. So I can't wait to get started. My understanding is practice starts in like 2.5 weeks, and I can't wait to be there.
Yeah, they call it fall. I think fall should be offended that they call it fall camp, because it ain't fall in July in North Carolina. But welcome back. I hope we can make regular conversations. I appreciate your time, sir. Congratulations. We'll talk again.
Adam, thank you for the call. Thank you for having me on, and I look forward to it. I'd love to do it again at your leisure and convenience. I can't wait to be available for it. And, you mentioned Jones Angel and David Shoemaker, the guy who does Duke. Red's just a better color than blue. It's just superior shade of, you get those two guys. I don't know about that.
There's a reason why the Carolina Hurricanes chose red.
I love that. Absolutely. Raleigh-based, as they should have. No
Absolutely.
doubt.
It's funny, though, in PNC Arena, even though the Hurricanes technically aren't affiliated with any school, if you're a Tar Heel, you get booed. If they have like Tyler Hansborough winds the siren for a game, he gets booed. I'm like, come on. We're supposed to be like nonpartisan at these things, but obviously not.
I love it. I love all the passions around it. It's a blast. It's what makes it special.
It is amazing. Matt, thank you so much. We'll talk to you again.
Okay. Thank you, Adam.
You got it. Matt Chazanow.